Tactical Snacking with Decay.
Welcome to Tactical Snacking with Decay. I am Decay. Today I'm going to show you how to make one of my all-purpose seasoning blends that I like to call butt glitter. And here I've got a recipe printed out on a sticker that's going to end up going on this quart jar, so then that way in the future I don't have to scramble to find a recipe. It'll just be right there on the jar. Now, all of the seasoning blends that I'm going to show you how to make have no salt in them, and the reason for that is because whatever you decide to salt, be it vegetables, be it any type of meat or whatever, the amount of salt that you end up having to put on it in order to properly season it is different from thing to thing. However, the amount of seasoning that you generally have to put on them is about the same. So that, because of that, I like to keep all my seasoning blends saltless, and then that way I can salt them as I choose, because not everybody likes a whole lot of salt. Some people do, and that's fine, and you can adjust the amount of salt as you wish. However, this seasoning blend is fantastic for just about everything. I've used it on beef, pork, chicken, vegetables, basically whatever you want, and it's my butt glitter, and it's really easy. So the way that I have my recipe written out is in parts, so then that way you could use whatever type of vessel you want to measure it out. So if you want to use a thimble, if you want to use a shot glass, if you want to use 1 cup, doesn't matter. You just one thing as your part, and then you just have the number of parts that you add together. And in this case, I decided to go with teaspoons because, well, it's what I had and it's easy. So part number 1 is 6 parts of black pepper, 4 parts of granulated garlic, 2 parts of granulated onion, and 1 part of cayenne pepper. There we go. And that's all there is to it. And then it's just a matter of mixing it up and then putting it in a shaker of some kind and then just sprinkling it on whatever you want. Steaks, chicken, pork, vegetables. And I use this stuff, and I have used this stuff for years, and it's fantastic, and I highly recommend you give it a try. Thanks for watching. So something I wanted to talk about but forgot to when we filmed the first part was, if you look in the jar of this butt glitter that we just made, you'll notice that the color's not quite the same as the sample that I mixed. There's a good reason for it. The nice thing about this particular recipe with the black pepper and everything else is that it leaves a lot of room for experimentation and doing other interesting things with it. For instance, do you have to use black pepper? No. You can use white pepper, you can use green, you can use pink, you can use a mixture of all 4 of them. Then the same thing with the cayenne pepper down here. Now, does it have to be cayenne? Not so much. You can add more if you like, but when I made this, I didn't want to make it so spicy that nobody could eat it. I just wanted a little bit of warmth. And to be honest, I really enjoy using things like chipotle powder in there. Korean chili powder is another great one to use. So there's a lot of room for experimentation and playing around with this, and that's exactly why this doesn't look like the little sample that was originally mixed, because I did some different things with this particular batch. And I'm not going to tell you what I did because I want you to figure it out yourself, and I want you to experiment, and I want you to make your own stuff and tell me about it. All right?